Hello everyone, Ariam here. Welcome back to another episode of Extinction Event. Today, we're talking about the American bison. The history of the American bison is a particularly nasty one. It really highlights how horrible human beings can be not only to each other, but to the planet. European settlers and what would become the 13 colonies did bring over some domesticated cattle from Europe, and this did introduce some cattle-borne diseases to bison that did impact them. But this is not the reason this species nearly went extinct. The original 13 colonies in the young United States wanted to expand, and they wanted to expand into land that had several native tribes in it. And what's the best way to get rid of some people? Make sure they don't have anything to eat. Bison were, and still are, very important to several aspects of Native American lifestyles, ranging from food to clothing and even some spiritual ceremonies. So, in order to drive these native populations away or starve them out so the land was free for the taking, these early United States people slaughtered these bison herds. And I do mean slaughtered. At the start of this, there was an estimated population of around 60 million bison, and by 1889, there were 541. Now, there's a lot of terrible parts to this bit of history, but what I think is probably the worst bit is that a lot of these bison weren't even used. Sometimes people would take the tongues or the hides, but oftentimes carcasses were just piled up to rot, and these animals were killed for nothing other than to further the purpose of harming other people. Even though it is difficult now to find bison that are purely bison who don't have any cattle in their lineage at all, bison are thriving again, and they're on the near threatened list with over 30,000 wild bison as of 2019. They have a terrible story, but their story is still continuing, so that should remind you to smile.